What happens when we die? I've been asked that so many times, it's hard to even think of the number. And most of the times it was asked whenever somebody else has died, a friend, family, whoever it may be. But God writes to the living. And in the book of Hebrews, the 9th chapter, in verse 27, he told these individuals, he said, "It is appointed unto men once to die, but after this a judgment." He was telling them to make proper choices because you one day will stand before God. The Lord himself in the book of John in chapter 5, he pointed out that the hour is coming when all will stand before God. They will be raised. And he says that we'll give answer for what we've done, whether it be good or bad. Choices. But knowing that death is coming, we strive to make the proper choices, don't we? The Apostle Paul is an excellent example of that. In the book of Acts, the 23rd chapter, he lived an ungodly life, he said, but he lived in an all good conscience. What changed? Well, he was confronted by Christ. Today we're confronted by the Word. But instead of Christ telling him he was saved, he said, "You go into the city and you'll be told what you must do." And he recounts that in Acts 22 and verse 16, whenever we find that he was told, "Why tarriest thou? Rise and be baptized, wash away thy sins, calling on the name of the Lord." Why? We don't want to stand before God in our sins. So make the choice to obey Christ's commands, Matthew 28:18 through 20, to be baptized for the remission of sins, Acts 2 and verse 38, to be added to his church, Acts 2 and verse 37. And once we do that, then we begin to walk, as did Paul, following Jesus in our lives. But you think about that, and we still continue to struggle, don't we? So we realize that we are to examine ourselves, whether we be in the faith, 2 Corinthians 13. And whenever we do that, we realize at times we fail. But Jesus still loves us. The blood is still there. So 1 John 1 and verse 9, we can confess those sins and be assured that he is faithful and just to forgive our sins and cleanse us from all unrighteousness. So we go through that life. And then as Paul himself, as he faced death, you remember what he said? He said, "I'm ready to be offered. Time of my departure is at hand." Why? Because as a child of God, he had made the choice to be a child of God. And then he said, "I fought a good fight. I've finished my course. I've kept the faith. Henceforth there is laid up for me a crown of righteousness, which the Lord, the righteous judge, shall give unto me in that day. Not to me only, but all them that love his appearing." You see, we make the choices. Are we looking for Jesus? Or are we looking at the world? Let's look to Jesus, follow his way, knowing that one day we will leave this life. We can be ready. I pray that we've made that choice, that we know that death will come, but we can stand ready to stand before him and hear, "Well done, thou good and faithful servant." Thank you for listening. Let us know if we can help you in this study.